start the meeting on time. So tonight is our celebration event for our official charting of the San Francisco Mandarin English Toastmaster Club. Yay! And really glad to see everybody here, including many of our mentors, members, and many-time members. So tonight, just to start off, we actually have a few Toastmaster dignitaries with us. One is Tony. Tony is the past district governor and also a distinguished Toastmaster, and had many histories with the Toastmaster itself. I'm really glad to have you here. And also we have our district governor Yvonne with us today again. Area governor Yvonne. So really glad to have everybody. As you can see from the agenda tonight, we have a little different meeting. It's a little bit not unusual from our normal meetings, just mainly around the chartering and have a little sharing and storying of how it came about and really kind of celebrate all the success we have so far. And I don't see any new members' faces, but we're really glad to see everybody else that's here. So to start, also just a note in the end, we're hoping to finish before 7:15 for our restaurant, or 7:30 for our reservation at restaurant. We do have a reservation at 7:45 at Canton Restaurant, and so that's where we're going to go and have everybody kind of mingle and share and do a table topic there as well if you brought your favorite snacks to talk about it. So, and we have people that have cars, so if you don't want them to walk, we definitely have to go on a ride afterwards. Okay. So to start the club, we first like to do was to have the members or the officers that's been in the club for a long time to kind of share a little bit of story on what their perspective are, how we get started. So we have many officers, which you can see on the bottom of the agenda itself. And we don't have time to go through all of it, so we'll just have a few people. We like to start with actually Marshika. Even though your agenda says Kathy, we'd like to start with Marshika so she can talk about what your experience are since the beginning. And Marshika has been around since the very first meeting. That's back in January, so welcome, Marshika.
Yay! Thank you. So I remember seeing the meetup email in my inbox and thinking, oh, Mandarin English Toastmasters. That sounds like fun. I'll go check it out. And I was the first one there. Back then we were at Holt Business School in their seminar room. And I came in, and the first person I saw was Jenny Kai. Some of you remember that. She's the president, I believe, of the San Jose Mandarin English Toastmasters. And she was very sweet and welcoming, and we were chatting about China a little bit. And then I met Rita Barber, and we were talking about my work, which was I manage my parents' business, and I do a lot of social media outreach. And then they said, you would be perfect as a VP of Public Relations. Do you want to do that? I thought, I've only been here for 5 minutes, but okay. And so that's how it all started for me. And I remember at that meeting, I very ambitiously, a little foolishly volunteered for the Chinese language table topics. And it went off okay, but I was very worried for a while. But I think the point of that all was that I can't think of any other environment that was safe enough and welcoming enough where I could experiment with my extremely basic Mandarin and do something really just something I would never ordinarily do. So I think that's why our group is very special. And I also look at our group in general. I think we have a very dedicated group of people, a really committed leadership team that's been really great to work with. And what I'm also really proud of, especially as a VP of Public Relations, is that we have new members coming and joining, and they are able to integrate into the group so quickly and almost from the get-go take on leadership roles. So I'm really happy and proud of that as well. Albert Einstein had a quote. It was, all that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity accorded to the individual, the opportunity for development accorded to the individual. And I think this is an excellent embodiment of that quote, that we are all able to develop to our potential together in a very safe and supportive environment. And I hope that as our group gets older, we kind of grow and mature, that we continue this tradition of being welcoming, providing a safe environment for new members, and being as we have a lot of plans for the future, so I look forward to seeing you all be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall. So next, we'd like to welcome our VP of Membership, Kathy. She'll share a little bit more about how the charter is processed and how that's been.
So tonight, I would like to share the benefit of being the VP membership for our club. So like Mashika, I was in the first meeting of the SF MET meeting at Hub Business School. The reason I came there because it was the end of the year 2011. I'm thinking, oh, what can I do to kickstart my new year? Like, well, I need to practice my Mandarin and keep maintaining my public speaking skills. And I saw the invitation in middle. I'm like, that's great. It's close to my work. I have no excuse. So I got there and I saw the demo meeting as an extension of a study group and a support group together to learn as a group of new people, the language skill, the leadership skills. And at the end of the demo meeting, I got so inspired. Not only can I practice my public speaking, my Chinese language skill, but also my leadership skill, as one stone hitting 3 birds. It's not only 2. And I also learned that there are volunteer officer positions available. So being a VP membership, one of the role is to recruit members. The second role is to maintain members, for the existing member to renew, to keep the interest going. And the third one, as a new club to be charter, we need to submit all the charter applications, the bylaws, the constitutions, and all the applications to the Toastmasters International, making sure to become officials. So after I hear about the responsibilities, I think, well, I immediately see 2 benefits. First, I get to meet new people, work with a new group of leadership officers. Working with new people, you can never know what the outcome will be. You have to kind of compromise and work together. And we have very fortunate to have a really great group of officers, very passionate about the club. So we're working really well together. Second, I get to practice my skill of persuasions. I see persuasions not being just by talking into a person buying something or joining something he or she may not take advantage of, but I see as an art of listening to their needs and show them what we could help them to fill their needs in our club. So I think 3 weeks after our club was first demo, we have our first officer conference call. And I was updating all the officers about the membership progress. And into 3 months after our club's first demo, we have enough member, 20 members, to charter the club. We were so excited. And now, today, we have 32 members. So it's a great process. And in the process of being officers, I get to talk to new potential members, try to find out what they need. Most of us here, I think we want to learn the skills of independent speaking, the Chinese language skill, the English skills, vice versa. So I think our club can provide a meeting place for all of us to grow and learn. And second, by working with different people, I kind of learned the leadership skill, like, because we have different roles in each meeting. So now, 4 months after the first meeting, the 2 benefits I see being in the club, just my practice of persuasion checked, and second, meeting new people, working together checked. I'm very happy to be part of the group, and I hope all of you are being excited and still very passionate to be here and helps to improve.
So, like Kathy and Marshka, I'd like to share a little more story about my thing. So in the beginning of the year in January, I saw this group of meetup. I think many of you have also discovered this club that way. And when I showed up at the event, I was really surprised to learn that this is the very first meeting period. So to me, I always like to get involved with something instead of just being a passive kind of speaker or something. So I immediately kind of thought about it. And it took a while for me to figure out if I actually want to do it, because we have so many things in our day to do already. But for my kind of principle in life is just like Woody Allen's quote, 80% of lives are showing up. And like many of you, you've also showed up here by yourself or not knowing anybody, and everybody's kind of a little strange. We don't know exactly what Toastmaster is about. We don't just all make bread here. Sometimes it's what I thought about when I first bought Toastmasters. So it's that thing, once you hear, is, it changes your perception. You learn something new. So what I would really like to share with you is that other than making speeches, other than getting these great leadership opportunities here, there's also a whole lot bigger world to Toastmasters. So the past weekend, I went to our district conference. It's called Take the E-Train. And if you're on the back of your, actually on the bottom of the leadership, you see some different leaders as well. We're a club within the area of E and within Division 4 and also within District 4. And now, since our last meeting, our district meeting, we have over 229 clubs within the district. So that's a lot of members that you go see. And you always, immediately you have a group of friends that you have never knew before. Because Toastmaster, as far as my experience goes, has always been one of the friendliest people that I've met. They're there to help you. They're there for the same goal. And during the past weekend's meeting, one of the things that do is international speech competition. So in fact, we had 8 people from many different clubs within the whole areas to compete. So, and I've heard stories about how one doctor, chiropractor, which is some familiar here, has discovered the meaning of the shaman's dance, and which is thing that let yourself dance in a routine, just let yourself go and do whatever that your spirit kind of fills you, and be liberated. To a story of a Civil War reenactment, where how this member discovered their passion for Civil War and the history, and all the way to one of our members going to last battle with cancer, how to have kind of chemotherapy and ultimately triumph. So as I listened in that meeting to different speakers, and they're all phenomenal, by the way. And then we have members that have been there less than a year to members that have been over 6 years talk about the speech, and they're all sounds like professional speakers. So many of you can actually be on there, if that's what you strive for, be our next speech contestant. It'll be a great feat for our many Toastmaster in the future. But as I listen, I think back on the stories that we have heard here. In our whole club, you see many people who come and share stories with us on how to overcome many things in your life, how all the travels and places you've been to, all the great food that you have tasted. And it just made me feel like this is something that's very unique. You really got to appreciate it. And if you've been here for a while, you kind of know it. Because you meet people here that, to me, every time I come to the meeting, it still gives me a lot of joy to see people, new visitors come in, sit down in the corner, and not really talk much, not really taking it really shy. And then as soon as you invite them up here to a table topic or do a speech, you can't get them to stop. And so the really is that everybody has a story to tell, and this is a place where you're safe, encouraging, and the best place to kind of grow and with a bunch of great people. So I'm just really glad to be part of this group, and really glad we have this, and except that we have a great group of leaders, but we won't do anything without all the members. So I'm glad for everybody to be here. And really, that's it. So next on our agenda, what we'd like to do is actually invite our district governor or area governor up, and for all of the charters members who has actually been here to present a certificate officially. And the good thing about being a charter member is, as our club grows, which you see now, we often when you have enough chairs for everybody, is that eventually come a time where we have to close our membership. But for our charter members, I think we would like to have opportunity that anytime you come back, you have to go away, and some things you will always have a place to come back to, no matter if the membership is closed or not. I think that's just being a benefit of helping us get started and having a place that you always know that you're part of the beginning and founding thing. So that.
All right, excellent. David, I'm going to ask you to hold on to these and stay up here with me. You are about to embark on an amazing journey as an official Toastmasters Club. From this point on, you're going to be able to make progress on your competent communicator and competent leader tracks, and to reach that final destination of distinguished Toastmasters Toastmaster, which could take some of you a couple years or it could take more. Toastmasters is the whole package. Toastmasters offers you 3 critical things to develop a new skill. And that's why we're all here, right? Is to grow and to develop our communication skills and our leadership skills. The 3 things that Toastmasters offers you are, number 1, standards. You need to know what you're working towards. And all of those great manuals that you have in your possession are going to keep you on track to understanding what to aspire to. The second thing that Toastmasters gives you is an opportunity to practice. If you come, right? If you go away or you don't come to the meetings, you're not fully committed, this is going to be missing from the equation. So you need to commit to yourself, to each other, and to the process so that you can actually realize these benefits. The last thing that Toastmasters gives you is feedback. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment when we talk about evaluations. It's essential. You need to know if you're meeting these standards after you've practiced and exhibited an opportunity to follow them. So before I hand out the certificates, I'm going to read the bylaws, the mission and purpose of Toastmasters. And you're going to hear this theme along the way. And I'll try not to make this too dry. All right, this is on the Toastmasters website. Every Toastmasters club owns this charter. The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication skills and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. That's why we're all here, right? We all want those 2 things. In order to carry out this mission, your club, you collectively, are going to help your individual members improve their abilities to communicate effectively. Number 2, you're going to provide each other the instructions, the educational materials, and the opportunities which will give you the skill and the experience in preparation and delivery of speeches. Number 3, you're going to encourage each other to read and listen analytically. 4th, you're going to provide each other fair and constructive evaluation of your efforts towards self-improvement. 5, you're going to increase each other's knowledge of the rules of parliamentary procedure and your skills in conducting meetings and participating in group discussions. 6th, you will afford each other leadership training. And finally, 7th, you will provide opportunities and encouragement to appear before audiences and express your thoughts creditably. That's what this club is committing to. And I want to just applaud you for committing to each other, and I am so excited for what's ahead. With that, we will acknowledge the charter members. The first member is Alberto Rivas. Thank you.
Whoa!
The next member is Arthur Zhu. Congratulations. Regina Lee. All right. Suyoung Lee. Tiffany. All right. Tumas and Kip. And finally, Yang Yang. Excellent. Congratulations. We had some charter members who are not here tonight. They will get their certificates. And to be full disclosure, what I gave you tonight were placeholders, certificates, because the official ones are still on their way from Toastmasters International. So we will give those to you at a future date. Excellent. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to talk about evaluations. You have a handout in front of you. But first, we're going to get into the movie. So play along with me. Back. Swimmers. Swimmers, take your places. Back. You leap off the diving board. For the next 35 seconds, you're putting everything into it. Everything to reach the finish line. You touch the edge of the wall. You come up for air. You look at the scoreboard. You see your time. You see your place. What would you rather hear from your coach as you get up out of the water? Option A. Good swim, good swim. Option B. Good swim. You've been working on your dive and your turn. Your dive was outstanding. You hit the water farther out from the wall than I've ever seen you because you kept your arms up over your head and your head down like we've been talking about. Your turn slowed you down because you took that breath just before you entered into the flip. If you eliminate that breath before you enter your turn, you'll gain a full second off of your next swim. I know you can do it. I look forward to your next swim. Which option would you rather hear after you have just put your all into a swim? A or B?
B.
B, yes. Evaluations are the heart of growth. Without an excellent evaluation, you will be left wondering and scratching your head as to whether you're actually making the mark or not. I have these handouts for you to take with you and take notes if you like. Effective evaluations provide immediate feedback. So when I got out of the pool, I got it right away. Offers methods for improvement, very specific feedback on what exactly I needed to do differently the next time. Builds and maintains self-esteem. I felt good about what I heard because I heard what I was doing well and what I needed to improve, and I got the pat on the back that my coach knew I could do it. In Toastmasters, we give evaluations in more of a one-way communication. You listen, and the speaker is speaking, which puts the onus on the speaker to really construct an effective evaluation. It needs to be genuine, from the heart. It needs to be specific, and it needs to motivate. On slide 3, how do you do this? First of all, can you prepare for an evaluation? Absolutely. This is critical. The coach knew that I was working on my dive and on my turn. We had talked about it in advance. You, as an evaluator, want to do the same thing with the person that you're evaluating. Before the speaker gives their speech, earlier in that week, you want to connect with each other and you want to find out, beside the manual objectives for that particular speech, what do they want you to look for? So that you can look for it and give them that concrete feedback. And you also want to find out if there's any concerns that they have, so that you can be supportive of them. During the speech, you certainly want to show them that you're with them. Give them a smile, encourage them as they're speaking, so that they know that they're on the right track. Try to put yourself into their shoes and definitely take notes. We're going to talk about some concrete tips for this in a few minutes. And then during the evaluation, if you want to flip to the next, on the other side, during the evaluation, choose your words carefully, and I would actually use the word precision. Be clear about what it is that you're giving the evaluation tips on. And to your current VP of Education and all of your future VPs of Education, I want to encourage you to match up evaluators who have already given the speech that the speaker is giving, because then you're going to be in a position to know what to look for and to be more concrete and specific. Evaluate the speech, not the speaker. You want to not say, "You're such a great speaker." That might make me feel good, but it doesn't really help me much. Tell me what was good about my speech, not what's good about me. Promote self-esteem. Again, think about yourself. If you were to hear these words, how would you want to hear them? And then to be genuine. So I'm going to give you some tips that have really helped me as I've given evaluations and I think are very effective. First of all, you want to record your observations on a 2x2 matrix. And I'm going to draw a picture of it, and you can actually create one of these for your club and keep them. Sergeant-at-Arms can keep them in with all of your materials. And what I would recommend that you do is have a 2x2 matrix with plus and delta. The plus is, what are they doing that's effective and working? The delta is what could be improved or changed. And along this axis, content and delivery. What content in the speech could have been made more effective and persuasive versus what is actually really working quite well? And then from a delivery point of view, what can they work on and what are they doing well? So I would use this as a tool to just jot your notes down as the speaker is giving their speech. Next thing you want to do is think about how you're going to organize and structure your speech. Number 2 tip, do not use the evaluation sheet to structure your evaluation. The evaluation sheet in the Competent Communicator Manual is there to help trigger thoughts about what to look for that are relevant to the speech objectives. But it doesn't lend itself well to a structured, organized evaluation. Your evaluation should actually be a mini speech. It should have a clear opening, a clear middle, and a clear close. The opening, be sure to restate what the objectives of the speech are, especially if for some reason that wasn't announced when the speaker gave their speech in the first place, when they were announced, so that everybody understands what you were looking for. And then in your body, summarize your notes. In that 1 to 2 minutes that you have after the speaker's already spoken, look at your notes here and circle what seems to have worked really well and what you want to focus on. Don't give a litany of everything on this grid, because that's just going to be chaotic for your speaker. What you want the speaker to walk away with is, what are the 1 to 3 things that they really need to focus on? When a swimmer came out of the water, we didn't talk about everything that the swimmer was doing. talked about those critical few things that they're doing that are really helping them to succeed, and the critical few things that they need to do to improve. Your speaker should walk away from the evaluation knowing extremely clearly what it is that they need to work on next time, not a cacophony of all sorts of things that went right or went wrong in the speech. So circle the things that you want to focus on, come up with your evaluation or outline, and then deliver it. The last thing in your structure is make sure that you have a summary, because that's going to tie up everything. And that is the last thing that the speaker is going to remember when they walk away. And that's probably the one single thing that they're going to carry with them for the next time. Another tip that you might want to consider is using a technique called Oreos. How many of you have eaten Oreos before? Everybody eaten Oreos? No, but are there people who have never eaten an Oreo? Really? I see some hands that didn't get raised. So the technique is you have something that they did really well, then in the middle of the Oreo is what they need to work on, and then summarize it with a word of encouragement. And that's what we did with the coach when it came out of the water. So that it packages up really well, and it's quite encouraging to the speaker. And then there's one little nitty thing that tends to get debated, and I think it's debated needlessly in some other clubs, and that's whether you use the second or third person when you're giving your evaluation. So for example, if I were to give an evaluation of Tiffany, and I were to say, Tiffany did this, and Tiffany did that, and I maybe look at Tiffany, but I never speak as though she's in the room, that's fine, that's okay. Or I can say, Tiffany, I really appreciated how you, and then fill in the blank. And I can use, the second person. It is completely a stylistic choice, and I would not get too tied up in a knot about which way to go. Just use whatever's comfortable for you. So we've been talking about how the speaker benefits from an evaluation. You as an evaluator also benefit. You're getting something out of this too. Evaluations really challenge your analytical thinking skills and your ability to think quickly on your feet and organize your thoughts in a persuasive manner. And this is completely transferable to our everyday lives. Think about opportunities where you need to give feedback to a coworker on an idea that they have. There were some things that worked really well with that idea. Maybe something that needs to be improved or worked. But you want to walk away from that discussion feeling like you're on the same side. Or maybe you have an employee who reports to you where they need to get some feedback on something that they need to improve. You want to be able to present that feedback in a way that they're going to thank you when they walk out the door and not feel crushed. Or maybe it's a child in your household, or maybe it's your spouse. In all of those situations, the ability to package up the feedback in a way that is compelling and persuasive and supportive are completely transferable skills. So I want to just encourage you, as you think about evaluations going forward, to set yourself up well for the race, to reaching your own communication skills. And in the process, you will become an excellent coach, a valued coach to each other. With that, I would like to turn it back over to David, who will help us facilitate some special awards. So thank you, David.
I was really glad Yvonne wanted to present this topic at our meeting today, because when I was at the International Speech Competition, you see those folks on the stage that are, looks like they're natural at it. They don't have any ums, ands, buts like that. But they all started at the same level we are. They all started in the meeting, coming to Toastmasters, not knowing anybody, and because of effective evaluation, they're going to help them grow, and everybody kind of learn together. That's how we prove to be where you go anywhere and be able to just give a speech that you've been practicing forever. So with that, I'd like to welcome Tiffany up. We would like to have Tiffany together.
join, just like Mashika and everyone else. She actually gave the very first Mandarin speech about her 3 kids and how she actually teaches them bilingually. So that's all from us.
大家好，这不是双语演讲会，怎么没有人讲国语的呢？好奇怪，真奇怪。My name is Elliot Mao, and Tiffany did say that I am a mentor. So what is a mentor, and why do I get to speak especially? She told you I was with this club from day 1, January 4th, the first meeting. The first meeting is called a demo meeting. What does that mean? At the demo, 就是来试试看有没有人对这个有兴趣。Let's see if there are people who are even interested. From January 4th to today, look how many people are interested. And you look at the program, it says Chartering Celebration. I also ask you, 什么叫做 chartering？ 莫名其妙。今天来大庆祝，庆祝什么嘛？ What is even chartering? So I think it's very important that at least I mention why there is a celebration. Number 1, because most of you are new to Toastmaster, and you are even new to what makes a Toastmaster club. Do you realize Toastmaster just doesn't let anybody form a club? It is 87 years old, and the only way you can form it is if you at least have 20 committed members, and you also have certain bylaws, and you have officers. Here's a checklist. Do you have 20 members? I think I heard over 30. Do you have officers? Yes, you have certain officers. And so, people who think, oh, 这么容易，有什么了不起? No big deal. There are people here who are supportive of me. I'm going to bring another one up to let you know that we are behind starting new clubs. We are behind chartering. Out of the 12 that we tried to charter within the last 2 years, only half a dozen made it. Only the half a dozen made it. Some of them didn't even get any further than that. Why? Because you start to lose membership. Remember, life happens. Not because you don't like it here, but life happens. People move away, people change job, and so forth. But today, I'm in here to tell you why this club is special and why Toastmasters is special. Why this club? This club is not a corporate club. What is the difference? If you're corporate, a lot of clubs, the company already paid your membership. No problem. You just show up. That's part of your job. This club, you don't have a corporate structure. Where did all of you come from? You came here one by one by one by one, interested, committed, and you arrive here. That is what is unique about a club like this, not a corporate club. The other part I want to mention is a Chinese expression called 自愿. 什么叫做自愿? Voluntary. 没人逼你来，没人赔钱让你来. Nobody paid you. Nobody forced you to come. And yet you all came over here. So let me tell you my story about 自愿. What does that mean? People say, Elliot, why did you come to San Francisco Mandarin Club from January 4th and then you're still here? Did somebody pay you to do that? I said, no. Is your promotion dependent on that? I said, no. Well, why did you come? 你没事干吃饱饭是不是? And I said, I'll tell you the truth. I like to be with people who are self-motivated, people 他们自己愿意来，没人逼他来. They want to come here. I like to be with people like that, and I want to attract people like that. So where is a kind of an organization that's like that? Hello? I came here, I enjoyed it, and they said, we need some seasoned Toastmaster, because most of these people have never been Toastmaster before. Any volunteer? Volunteer 又来了，自愿。I volunteer. I volunteer. That's why I'm here today, because I believe in you. 我对你们有信仰. I believe in you, and because you are going forward, 要恭喜你. You got the 20 members. You need to be proud of that. So my talk today for all of you 就是这是个很好的机会，机会。Not anybody can find it anywhere. 做机会做什么？栽培你的那个领导的能力，还有什么？栽培你的这个眼角交通的这个能干。Doesn't that make sense to you? And we heard the area governor say it again, and all your officers, you cannot find a safer, more supportive environment for that kind of ambition. You no matter what you do wrong or right, you have a whole family before you. So from this day forward, when we go forward with this club, we need to know 你们是一家人，大家要互相帮忙，分工合作。Does that make sense? You see? So whether or not you come to the meeting, you still are belonging here. And when you're not, when people say 谁要做 whatever, you have 我是立刻举手，不要害羞。And my next step, of course, in paying attention to all the Toastmaster. Remember, this is a Toastmaster. I have invited a district governor, a past district governor here. You talk about leader. He went this high. 什么叫做this high? From officer position, your next step is to become area governor, like Yvonne. After you have turned to area governor, where your job is to go to all the clubs in your area and 看怎么样，情形怎么样，是不是？ blah, 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 blah. And then after you get to area governor, if you want to become division governor. And after you become division governor, meaning you have 10 clubs, 5 area governors under you, meaning over 50 members. Then if you want to go high, you get to be district governor. Wow, 大人物。所以今天请来的大人物，你不要把它看小啊。I have said that this club is very important to me. When you want to recognize this club, I want you to come today. I don't care what you're doing for all the 250 clubs out there. Today you come here. And he is coming and he's going to have a surprise for you before your party begins. I want to bring him out right now to give you not only background of what you're doing, support, congratulations. Past District Governor Tony DeLeon.
Thank you, Elliot, for such a fantastic introduction. Where else but Toastmasters, where we can all feel special. What Elliot failed to leave out, it may be the top position in Toastmasters in the district, but really we operate it on an inverted pyramid. So really it's the members that are number one. And we like new clubs. New clubs is a special commitment. And we know it's not an easy feat. We know that the officers worked really hard in organizing members together. We know that members and guests came in, saw something positive, something exciting, something new. Actually, it's been around for over almost 80 years. But you came together and you formed a club. And a club, for me, when I first came here a couple months ago, something that was actually exciting and different in District 4, a bilingual club, a club that will actually hold its meeting in Mandarin and English. Actually, a unique challenge, but you came through. And I believe you are the second club to charter, because there's one in Silicon Valley and there's one that's going to be forming in San Jose. But you are the leaders here in San Francisco, and you've done a great job. So the district wants to acknowledge the job that you do by presenting to you your club banner and stand that you can proudly display at every meeting. So I present this to all the members of this club, and what I'm going to suggest that after the meeting that we place the banner in the back and we take a group picture of the members that are here. For those of you that are guests, please join us at the restaurant, talk to the members, learn a little bit more about this club, come back, join us, because you're all going to be leaders. I'm going to give this back to our club president. Okay, Madam Club President Tiffany. Congratulations.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Tony. I'm very glad that he's able to come visit our club again and be able to join us at the club charter celebration. And I'm very proud to see our banner in here, so we can display it in every meeting. So last but not least, I would like to give my sincere thanks to everyone who has attended the charter celebration today. The club would not be able to happen without all the members. And first of all, I would like to thank David for putting together such a good charter celebration. He's the event chair. He has put a lot of time into it, coordinating with everyone, and also this is our first time, of course, like attending and also chairing a charter celebration. So there was a lot of work behind the scenes that you guys may not see, but David has put a lot of efforts into it. So I want to thank David. And of course, I would like to thank the officer team. I really want to thank Kathy, who is our VP of membership. She has also put a lot of work into like really chartering the club. I still remember the Friday where we had to really rush to get all the charter application in. She called me during the middle of the workday, and then she was like, "Oh, I saw this email. We have to get it in. So what should we do?" And really thank you, Kathy, because Kathy actually decided to go home after work, even though she has something to do at work, to really help us to get all the chartered applications in. So many thanks to Kathy. And I also really want to thank Philip. Philip is not here today because he's actually traveling to Hong Kong. He also has done a very, very, very good job in terms of being a treasurer. He really kept track of all the money. And even though some of the offices, we have paid some money, such as equipment, etc., he doesn't want us to, out of our pocket. He actually will reimburse us immediately out of his own pocket because he doesn't want us to kind of pay the money ahead of the time. And this past Thursday, when we actually finally got the tax ID from Toastmaster International, he immediately went to Wells Fargo to open up the bank account. And he realized that he actually wants my name to be on it as well. But I was in the middle of a work day, and you guys already know I work in San Mateo. So what he did was he actually drove all the way to San Mateo to my office to give me the applications and all that, so I can be the second responsible person for the bank account. But as you can see, this is how dedicated the officer team is. And of course, many thanks to Mashika, Yang Yang, and also Arthur for all the like late night meetings we have. And I actually believe that I don't have a lot of experiences in Toastmaster, but I'm very thankful to have an officer team who is extremely dedicated. I cannot even see one person who doesn't put in the full effort into this. And this is something that I'm very amazed at because this is a volunteer organization. So last but not least, I would like to close.
We have two more mentors to mention.
Oh yeah, sorry. I would like to really thank Alberto for all the help he has given us. And of course, like Alberto has always been very encouraging to all of the officer team since like we are all newbies into this. But this has been a very good learning experiences. And thanks to Alberto for always joining us at the happy hours. This is a new tradition we have. This is a new tradition that some of the members like kind of started a month ago, that we actually all decided to go drink after, and also to go eat dinner after the meeting. And Alberto has always kindly joined us to offer guidance and to encourage us to come to the meeting. And also Ken, I don't think Ken is here today. Ken has been a very, very good mentor ever since the beginning of the club. I think he's the founder and the president of the San Francisco JET, Japanese English Toastmaster. Yeah, unfortunately he's traveling, but he was like a very big help ever since the beginning. And also one very important person I have to thank, she's not here today, is Jenny Chai. She is actually the reason why this club was founded. And you guys probably have heard of this story already. I actually met her at the District 4 conference. She happened to sit next to me at the table. And I was very interested in like what exactly is the Mandarin English Toastmaster. So I told her it would be nice if she can do it in the Peninsula, because that's where I work and live. Since like going all the way to Milpitas or San Jose, the very first club, is just way too long of a drive for me. So she immediately like got my business contact info, and she said she would call me the next day. And she did. She called me like at 7 or 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And then she told me, she was like, oh, this is Jennifer from District 4 Conference. And then at that time, I was kind of confused. I was like, oh, Jennifer. And then she was like, you told me how you would love to join a Mandarin English Toastmaster in Peninsula. And I was like, yeah. And then she asked me, oh, are you interested in starting one? And I was like, okay, sure. But I was surprised that she would ask someone like me, because I just joined my local home Toastmaster like just 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like a very, very new member, just like some of you here, right? And she was like telling me about how excited she is. And then immediately she started to look for meeting venue. So the two of us actually explore some of the options. We also explore like the UC Berkeley extension, San Francisco extension on Market Street. However, they all cost a lot of money. So Jenny has actually put a lot of time into this, and without her, I don't think I would be able to do whatever I'm doing. Since I'm such a newbie president, and she actually gave me a lot of encouragement. When she asked me to be president, I was like, are you sure? Because the whole time I actually thought she would be the president, since she has done all the work. And then I told her, are you sure? And then she was like, yeah, don't worry about it. I was a new member too when I did the Silicon Valley Toastmaster, and I was able to do it. So she actually gave me a lot of encouragement and guidance throughout the whole thing. And last but not least, there are 3 people I would like to honor. And I want to thank Elliot and also Alberto for all these beautiful frames. I actually, since you guys heard me talk a little bit about the meeting venues, how hard it is to find a nice meeting location in order to encourage members to join. So I actually think one of the reasons why this club is successful is because we have such a beautiful office space. And this is such a nice location in terms of BART, those who take BART and Muni, since it's just right off the BART station. And this is such a nice classroom environment. Since a lot of us, I assume that almost all of us are out of college now, when you after college, sometimes you will miss the classroom environment. And I thought this meeting would really provide such a good classroom environment for all of us to remember our old college days. So first of all, I would like to present something to Johan. I just want to thank Johan because Johan has always stayed late in here just so that we can use this meeting venue. Thank you. I don't think Jenny Yu is here. I don't think Jenny Yu is here. However, I think she's in a meeting, right? So I also have one for Jenny Yu. She was very helpful when we were looking for a meeting venue. So maybe Johan can keep it for now, or we can give it to her if she's going to join us later for dinner. It's the same thing as certificate. Last person I want to honor is Beyond. He's not here right now, but he was very helpful. So for some of the new members, you probably do not know, our very first meeting location was not here. The first approximately like 5 weeks, we met at a location called Hub Business School, which is around 15-minute drive, not drive, sorry, 15-minute walk from the Embarcadero BART station. So Elliot probably know about it, Kathy, all the officer team knew about it, because that's where we used to meet originally. And Beyond was very helpful, because when we were trying to start the club, we actually looked at many locations. I remember we also looked at Kathy's architecture office, and also many other ones. And Beyond was like really kind to offer the free meeting location, since a lot of the meeting location costs money. Even though like that location is a bit of a walk for some of us, but we really appreciate it because it's a nice meeting venue. And Beyond has been very helpful because he always stayed. I remember in the first, like when we used to meet there, he always stays in our meeting, and he was very encouraging. He actually joined our club, even though he's already the president and founder of his own Hub Business Connect Club. So I would also like to honor him. I don't know if he's going to join us for dinner later, but I will give it to him when I see him.
We're at the end of our meeting. I'd like to invite all of our present officers up, just so you can see a bit of who they are, and then also have any announcements that you want to make. So Arthur, Marshika, Cassie.
Should we introduce ourselves or something?
Just say.
Oh, hey. So my name is Arthur, and I am the co-VP of Education with David. One announcement is that an important part of Toastmasters, we track your progress, and one of our roles is to sign the speech that you've done in your booklet. So at the end of this meeting or at the beginning of next meeting, if you have done speeches and you'd like us to sign them off, make sure to catch us afterwards.
You probably know I'm the president of the club. My name is Tiffany.
I'm Kathy. I'm the VP memberships. So if any potential new members will want to join, please come talk to me. I can show you the details and applications.
My name is Marshika. I'm the Vice President of Public Relations. No announcements right now.
I'm the secretary and also co-VP of Education. So right now we're using, just move on TurboBase for our membership management tool. If you have any questions, or how you want to arrange that and how to take advantage of the most, just let me know.
My name is Yang. I'm a surrogate of ARM, so also no announcement right now.
With that, I think next we're going to go to the restaurant, but we'll invite all of the members come up and take a picture together, like we said.
Can I just have the officers come to look at around the new banner? Your well-deserved banner. Whoa. Okay. Now this has to be earned, otherwise you have to buy it. They earned it. Tony, how do they earn it? Okay, 1 cent.
Well, they worked really hard to get the application in. Kathy took time off because we gave them a deadline, and you worked with the deadline.
Yes.
You ready to come up?
Okay, 大家好。走，坐下。